Huge announcement time, everyone. You saw the thumbnail, you clicked on the vid. Cubecast is now brought to you by Speedcube Shop. You heard me. You can now use the code Cubecast for 5% off your order at speedcubeshop.com. First of all, I want to give a huge thank you to Cameron for listening to what I had to say about this and for being cool and kind of forward thinking, I think, with regards to what I was putting forward. So, listen, this is a bit new and this is potentially a bit wacky. It's not that complicated, but I think there might be quite a few questions about it. So I thought a good thing to do in this video would be just to hit a few of those FAQs, right? Those frequently asked questions that have already been asked, actually. I put a post up earlier today with a little bit of a teaser, getting people to guess who the new sponsor was. It wasn't that difficult. Everyone got it, but a couple of people were asking questions about it. I had some of the same questions from my own team when I spoke to them about it. So I figured, let's just do something educational. Let's just make something that kind of busts some myths straight out before we get started. I guess the first big question people might be asking is whoa, what's happening here? Did Speedcube Shop buy speedcube.co.nz? No, okay? Absolutely not. That's not what happened. This is just a content sponsorship. They're sponsoring my video podcast, Cubecast, alright? Our stores are not connected in any other way. They're just sponsoring the content. With me so far? Cool. Let's carry on. Next obvious question is, Mike, what are you doing? Aren't Speedcube Shop your competitor? The answer to that is not really, no. They're based in the US, I'm based in New Zealand. We service two different primary markets, geographically speaking. Also, to think that I'm in competition with them, dear sweet summer child, you're thinking far too much of me. My store is minuscule compared to Speedcube Shop. So I would encourage you, rather worrying about how we're different, think about how we're the same. We're both stores run by cubers who love cubing and the cubing community. We both want cubing to grow, so I feel like it makes sense for us to collaborate rather than be in pretend competition, you know? So if you're into Cubecast and you want to support me and you want to support Speedcube Shop, use code Cubecast at speedcubeshop.com. It helps you, it helps them, it helps me. Marvelous. Coming back to that question, why would you promote another store? Well, look, I have a lot of viewers in America who want to buy cubes, and I can't sell them cubes because I don't ship there, okay? So I guess what have I got to lose in promoting an American store to my American audience? Nothing, really. So I'm going to promote speedcubeshop.com to my American, European, UK viewers, and all the other places in the world I don't send to, of which there are quite a lot, it turns out, while at the same time, you know, promoting my own store to Australia and New Zealand, obviously. And look, the fact of the matter is, sometimes I don't have everything in stock, and SES will always have more things in stock than I do, and that's fine. Go there, use my code. So I guess coming back to the top, why collaborate with another store? Well, I think it's better for speedcubing if stores are seen collaborating with each other rather than just being in competition. Even though we're different brands, we are in the same game, and we both want the same thing. We want speedcubing to grow. You've also heard me in previous videos talk about the fact that I think adults in this space need to act as kind of role models to younger people in the space. Whether we like it or not, we are older and by default have that kind of position. And so for me, collaboration is important, more important than fighting and us versus them. There's so much us versus them in all aspects of life. It drives me nuts, and I'd rather demonstrate collaboration in a real way than just talk about it. I'm getting a bit high level. I'm waffling now. What this means for us is something very exciting, which is potential collaboration with Speedcube Shop in terms of the content we're making. We don't have anything absolutely nailed down for that yet, but we've talked very loosely about whether we can do something with a week in cubing and Cubecast. Who knows where that goes? I do have some other ideas. We haven't talked about them yet, so you know, we'll keep those on the down low for now. But I feel like this is a new and a kind of exciting partnership. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe the first of its kind. Has there ever been a store owner sponsored by another store before? I don't know. I mean, not that I'm sponsored like a cuber. My content is sponsored. I mean, I'll tell anyone who will listen that I'm a pro cuber now, you know, sure. I already told my wife and she was surprisingly unimpressed, actually. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, this is what's happening. Use code Cubecast at speedcubeshop.com. I'm looking forward to working with Cam and the team going into the future. What does this change for my store? Nothing, okay? Nothing. My store still does its thing. Speedcube Shop still does its thing, but Cubecast, I think, has the opportunity to grow and be something cool alongside speedcubeshop.com. So that's the end of my cool story. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. I appreciate you. Have fun, solve cubes.